purpose of this video is to create an OTBI report from scratch by creating a new analysis. And the report we're looking at today is a departmental report showing the Worktribe overrides applied to various departments. So the output of the report should show, here's a list of all the departments and are they eligible for Worktribe costing or not, yes or no, or null values equivalent to no. That's what we want to know. That's the report we want to create. So how do we do that? So we're logged in and you're welcomed into Fusion. And what we want to do is to now move over to OTBI reports. So the way we do that is to navigate all the way over to the right. And you want to go to tools. And then once we're in tools, we look for reports and analytics infotile, and I've got a fair few, and it's over here, reports and analytics. So I'll click onto that, which takes me to the next screen, which is reports and analytics. And from here on the top right, I want to click on browse catalog to take me over to the catalog. So I'll wait for that screen to open up. And here I want to create a new analysis because it's a new report we want to create. There are some existing ones. I could go into the folder structure and find a report and run that. That's not what I want to do here. What I want to do is create a brand new simple report, and the way I'll do that is in the beginning to go to create analysis, and then I'll click a subject area. Now I don't want to do a general ledger report or an accounts receivable or accounts payable or fixed assets or projects. I'm interested in a departmental report. So anything involving departments or people tends to be in the workforce area of the subject areas. And if I scroll down, there's quite a few workforce type areas. So if I just scroll down a little bit or more, we can see on the bottom here, go from like sales, and if I type in W or workforce, it will bring in, and we can see here workforce goals, etc. Learning. Well, I know the subject area I'm looking for, so I'm just going to paste that in, and it is workforce. Let me just bring it back. It should be over here. It is workforce management worker assignment real time. So that is the name of the subject area I'm looking for. So I'll just paste that in. And we'll just reduce the search criteria. Yeah, it might be the space in the beginning. Yeah, that was the issue. There was a space in the beginning, so I have to be a bit careful about that. But workforce management, worker assignment, real time, that's the subject area I want. And I'm going to click on this link and it will change this form and bring it over onto the left. So let me just do that. And I'll click on workforce management, use the real time. And yeah, I can see that being brought over on the left now. So now I've got a new area which I can use to create the report that I want. Now, I know it's against the department I'm looking for. Let me quickly show you the concepts. I'll go into the Dev4 environment and I'll quickly bring up a department to give the concept of the report that we're looking for. So my client groups, workforce structures. I'm going to go in and have a look at departments and just scroll down and go to departments, and then from department it should show all the departments that have been created from an HCM perspective. Here, if I click on a list, so we can see them all here. If I wanted to have a look at just the DSC ones, I'll just type in DSC and enter, and I can see them here. And if I wanted to have a look at, let's say DSC vascular, for instance, so I'm drilling down on one department, and that's the painful thing, is I'm having to drill down department by department by department to see if it's been allocated for costing for Worktribe, which is the point of this report. Just show me in one place, please, against all the departments. You know, are they eligible for Worktribe costing or not? That's what we wanted to achieve by having this particular report, as well as another report which would be against the individual, but that would be in a different video. Okay, so for DSC Vascular, is this report, is this department costed for Worktribe or not? So we scroll down to the bottom and I can see eligible for Worktribe costs, include for costs. There's no yes or no value, so by default there's a null value, and a null value by default means no. So this is not costed for Worktribe costs. So that's what we want to do, is have a report that shows us all the departments and to see whether they are eligible for Worktribe costs, either yes, no, or a null value, which is same as no. So that's what we're trying to do. So in this subject area here now, what I want to do is the same thing. I want to know department details and whether there's eligibility for Worktribe costing or not. So because I know if I look at the department, eligible for Worktribe costs, yes or no, when I'm creating the report, it might help if I, type in Worktribe. If I click on search, will I bring up any Worktribe attributes? So if I type in Worktribe here and click enter as a search, and you can see it buffering away, trying to bring me back anything Worktribe related in all of this to sort of save me from clicking into folders and trying to find it that way. That's a simpler way of trying to find the relevant information that you're looking for to do your sort of simple query to generate the report output that you're looking for. And it does take a moment or two, so we'll let that work its way through. So this is the sort of starting point, and maybe you could argue you would have an idea of the columns of the report that you're looking for, and then from that develop from OTBI the report that you want going forward. But mine is a simple one. This is just I want a department name and eligible for Worktribe costs, like yes, no, or null. That's all I'm really looking for from this report. So this is quite simple. There are some other reports that are quite lengthy. So this is making its way through now. It's been going on for quite some time now. Out of interest, I just want to open up departments to see what was there. And just bringing that over, you can bring these over and I can see some generic information from Oracle, something specific against HESA. Still didn't get a return for Worktribe really after a long time. So let me try department and see what the return is. So looking into department now. And sometimes if you don't find what you want within this subject area, it could well be an issue with the environment, that the attributes that you're looking for. Now, these are called eligible for Worktribe costs, which are additional attributes that were applied against this particular department. Maybe the attributes haven't been brought over into OTBI, which we've seen before, and in which case a process would need to be run to migrate those objects over into the OTBI area. Some people might call it building the indexes. Some people might call it bringing objects associated to core end forms and bringing it into the OTBI arena as being part of the subject area, however you want to phrase it. But at the moment, I'm not seeing what I want to see. So this is in a Dev 4 environment. Okay, that took a bit of time, but it has brought it over, and I can see here something looks good. So I can see eligible for Worktribe costs, so that's positive. I want to highlight over that. It tells me workforce management, worker assignment, real-time assignment details. That's not what we're looking for. That will be against an individual. So there are other areas within HCM. So against an employee record where there's eligibility for Worktribe costs, and there's also departmental. So this is the departmental one from a employee point of view. I'll just make the point. So I'll go to my client groups and person management, and I'll quickly find a person, and I will bring that person back, and against that individual person, and if I scroll down, you'll see that, okay, for this Mopsy, our user here, and if I scroll down, there's eligibility for Worktribe costs for this person, and and I'll go back to the department. Against a department, there's eligibility costs for Worktribe as well. Well, the point of this report was just for the department, not for the person. So when I go to this subject area over here, it should bring me both for department and person. So when I say, okay, assignment information eligible for Worktribe costs, just looking at that description underneath, worker assignment, it's not departmental, it's worker assignment. I know that that's going to be for this person. So it's not what I wanted. So, and the second one, that would be assignment for a worker. So the first one was for the person import for a person, and the second one is their assignment. So it's not what we want. It's against a person. It's the department that I'm looking for. We'll just come back to DSC vascular and over here. So now when I come back over here, even though these two are valuable and they're useful for another report, it's not what I wanted. So I wanted the departmental eligibility for Worktribe costing. So that's fine. So let me try here then. The department identifiers. Let me try department additional attributes. No. Okay, let me try department identifiers a bit more. No. And I will try a search again, and I'm going to click on the search. I'll search for Worktribe, and that was a faster return. So we've got some information stored in the cache. That's why it's quicker this time. It's bringing it back. Great. So now, let me now have a think. So eligible for Worktribe costs. That looks like a worker assignment, as does that one. And when I go above, these two are worker assignments also. Assignment details, workforce management. Let me come into department eligibility. Right, this looks better. So department eligible for Worktribe costs. There, look in the description underneath when the cursor's there. Department eligible for Worktribe costs, so not person. So let me go down a bit. Workforce management, that's worker assignment. Let me go into this department folder. Come here. Right, have a look then. The first words that are underneath there is department eligible. So this is the right one. I want this. It was worth faffing about just to get the right one, because you want to be right. So I'll double click that, and I'm in the criteria, and in a moment I'll go to research results, and it'll give me the results. That's what I want. So that should give me like the yes, no. So when I'm in my department here for DSC vascular, eligible for Worktribe costs, you get yes and a no. So for example, if I wanted to update this department, and let's do this for a moment just to show you a list of values. So on the DSC vascular, are eligible for Worktribe costs, you're either going to have a yes or a no here, or a null value, which is the same as a no. So that's me trying to sort of like say to you there are yes, no values, just so you can see it. So over here, eligible for Worktribe costs, that's what I want. And the other one is I want the name of the department. So let me type now department. So go to department, and yeah, okay. So yeah, department name is what I want. So I'll double click that. Now, the way that looks like, I'm going to get a yes, no, and then department. I want it, look a bit nicer. So I'm just going to click on that. That's me. I want to click on you. Yeah. And I just want to bring you over to the left a bit. This is meant to be easy. Right. There we go. Yeah, got this light cursor going on. Right. So now I've got department name, eligible for Worktribe costs. That's all I wanted. Right. Just give me a list of departments and then eligible for costing or not. So that's good. Fine. Does it work? Let's have a look at the results. So click results. Do I get anything back? This is like the moment of truth. Sometimes you don't get from the compound late, it goes like no results found, but yeah, okay, good. So I can see there's a lot of nothing values here, null values. So none of these are eligible for costing, but I'm sure if I go down a bit, yeah, I can start seeing them now. Yeah, there's been a yes. Where there's a no, it would have been originally a null value, and it may have been changed from a yes to a no. So we're starting to see some values now. So let me export this analysis to Excel. So that's exporting, it downloads, and I'll click to open it up. Let's get it opened up. Sure, I clicked on that. Do it again. Okay. And just open that up. Maybe I need to be in an Excel to open the Excel. Okay, now here we go. Right, so that's our report. So department name and eligible for Worktribe costs. Let me filter on that, and then let's see who's yes, who is. Get rid of the blanks. In fact, let's have a look at yes and no's. Ah, did it the wrong way around. Let me have a look at not blanks, but who is allowed for Worktribe costs and who isn't. So these would have been manual interventions. Somebody's manually entered these values of yes and no. So you can see quite a few. So it's like about 19 odd. Right. So that's good. That's a positive output. So let's check a couple then. So let's go for a yes and a no. So according to this report then, let's just highlight a couple of rows to make it obvious. So you're saying anatomy as a department is not going to be allowed for costing. So anybody who's got anatomy associated to the HCM record is not going to be entitled to be included for costing into Worktribe. So by making this an N infusion, we will then have a BIP report, which will then be ingested into Worktribe, and anybody associated to anatomy then would not be eligible for costing in Worktribe, and the opposite for cancer. So in this moment, let's not go that far. Let's just say, okay, if your DSC anatomy, it does fusion, DSC anatomy, have a no then for include for costs in the Dev4 environment, the SIT environment. So let's go over to the SIT environment. So here we are for departments. Let me just do cancel to that and just remind ourselves again what we're trying to do. So I've got report output, DSC anatomy, and I want to see a no for include for costs. So let's just go, that seems to be stuck. Let's just go back to my client groups, go to workforce structures, then workforce structures, we'll go back to departments, just scroll down a bit. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so in departments, I want to have a look at the department we just talked about to see whether it's included or not included for costing. So DSC anatomy, thank you. In fact, all the DSCs are here. Anatomy then, and you're on the top. Let's bring you. Let's double click. All right, now we're going into anatomy. And while that's wearing away, I want to see a no for including costs. So let that do its business. Yeah, okay, you're trying to find me. And then we'll scroll down the bottom and we should see a no. All right, so come down. Eligible for, yeah, right. So that's good. That's a no. So eligible for Worktribe costs, that's a no. Okay, that's one good positive. And let's have a look at a positive negative. So for DSC cancer, that should be included for costs. So let's have a look at DSC cancer then. So let's go over departments. And we want, these are all the DSCs, probably some more. So we want a DSC cancer now. So paste it in, click on that, magnifying glass, and then DSC cancer, and that we want a yes. So let's scroll down on this. That's DSC cancer. That's good. That's the department we want. And I'm going to wait for that to do its business while it finds it. It's just buffering away. And then down the bottom, yeah, good. So eligible for Worktribe costs, and that's a yes. That's a positive. So good. So what did we do here today? We have created a new report for what we wanted, and it's given us the output that we like. And this is in the Dev4 environment, so I could save it as an analysis in my folders. comes in as my folders, and I could call this UT department. Got one saved from before. The department eligibility for Worktribe costs. That's what we want. And I'll copy and paste that over here. And that's okay. So that means that if I started from scratch and went into the Dev4 environment and I wanted to run that report, I could then now, because I've saved that, just go back into Fusion, go to Tools, go to Reports and Analytics. I'm getting used to this now. Go to Browse Catalog. And over on the left, where it's got my folders, I can click open on that, or just click on my folders, and it should have saved it, but it didn't save it. Let me just go back a couple more over here. So when this was save analysis, it says saved. Save as, yeah. So I think it's put it in a data model. Perhaps save as would have been better. If I save as in my folders, then I would find it. So I'll just copy and paste that over here. So save as should go into my folders. Okay. So now I go to another tab and I now go into my folders. Let me just go backwards and forwards to refresh it. My folders. Yes, I can now see it's come up here. UT Department Eligibility for Worktribe costs. So now if I open that, it'll always be available for me to run. And here it is, it's run. And then I can just export that in a formatted way in Excel if I wanted to. That's PDF if you want it. And then it's the usual suspects. Go to your download and it will open. And then just go where it's got highlighted columns and put your filter in and search on whatever department you want. I was looking at the DSCs, so you can see DSCs over here and whether they've been included for Worktribe costing or not, just to make life easy. So that is the full end-to-end of creating an OTBI report, reconciling it to departments in the system, running that report, and then reconciling it back into the system and then saving it so it's always there available for you to use in the future. So that is a nice end-to-end on creating an OTBI report. So good luck and see if you can create one yourself. Okay, bye.